Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Lowe, the expert, video training author from Pluralsight.com, and blogger at virtualizationsoftware.com as well. Today, I'd like to introduce you to the new HotLink DR Express solution that allows you to protect your VMware vSphere virtual machines by using the Amazon public cloud. Let's find out how. This new data protection solution from HotLink works through your existing VMware vSphere client with a vCenter plugin. Through this plugin, you'll be able to replicate your virtual machines to the Amazon public cloud. Once replicated, you'll be able to restore them for testing or for actual disaster recovery. All of this is possible without an upfront capital investment of time or money. Here's how it works. In your existing virtual infrastructure, already running vSphere and vCenter, you add 4 virtual appliances: the HotLink server, DR Express VM, synchronizer, and the HotLink Ec2 agent. Managed through the vSphere client, the deployed HotLink virtual machines are able to replicate all your vSphere virtual machines to Amazon S3. When you want to perform a DR test or initiate a DR failover, those replicated virtual machines are moved into Amazon EC2 and brought online, where they are connected back to your primary data center and vSphere virtual infrastructure. This allows you to have your own disaster recovery site in the public cloud, and all managed by the vSphere client without you having to spend a fortune upfront on capital or any ongoing maintenance to run a secondary physical DR site. Once in place, HotLink DR Express provides you with automated replication to the cloud with configurable recovery point objectives per service or VM, and seamless replication and failover to the cloud for planned maintenance or DR testing. Additionally, should you need to perform a DR recovery, HotLink DR Express will allow you to restore operations through your Amazon public cloud in minutes using any Amazon region that you specify. And if you are like me and have come from the VMware infrastructure side of the data center, I think you'll really like that HotLink DR Express has a single point of management, the VMware vSphere client and vCenter that you already use. This means that Power CLI, VMware Orchestrator, and other VMware management tools will all recognize your DR infrastructure in the cloud. Finally, when your disaster is over, you can easily migrate the now primary VM running in the Amazon public cloud back down to your private data center to make it primary again. Now, let's jump into the demonstration, and I'll walk you through, step by step, how to deploy and use HotLink DR Express. Here, you see our existing VMware vSphere infrastructure. We'll start by deploying the HotLink DR Express virtual appliance downloaded from hotlink.com. After taking all the defaults, the new virtual machine is deployed within seconds. You will need to follow these same steps for the other 3 virtual machines that are required. Once all 4 VMs are imported and powered on, you will need to install the HotLink license and provide the vCenter server to connect to. From that point forward, the configuration is very simple. Start by connecting to the web interface using the DR Express IP address. To get the IP, simply open the console to the DR Express VM. I also recommend that you note the IP address of the synchronizer VM, as this IP address will also be needed. The S3 region is the location into which you will replicate the VMs. Once that's entered, click Save. Next, choose a destination. As you can see, HotLink is suggesting that you use a special S3 bucket. If you accept it, the process of creating the S3 folder is automated. You do not need to create anything upfront in Amazon. Now, in the Authentication tab, you should paste in your Amazon EC2 access key and secret access keys and save. As you can see, this is where the S3 bucket was created. HotLink suggests that you safeguard the bucket and not allow anyone else to change anything in it. Next, specify your default key pair As some of you may know, a key pair is used to encrypt and decrypt login information for newly created instances. Make sure you have the PEM file available. Next up, you need to choose a default security group. This acts as a set of firewall rules that control the traffic for one or more instances. HotLink uses the default security group for all instances as they are launched. You can choose a security group used by your VPC or a generic one for your whole Ec2 account. Last, the restorer security group is used so that the restorer can run using a different set of rules than the rest of your VMs. Now, select the restorer AMI. It's a template AMI HotLink released, which is used for every restore in AWS. To be granted rights to use it, you need to have sent HotLink your AWS account number, a 12-digit number. The instance size is your decision. An M1.small instance means cheap but slow restore, and M1.xlarge is a fast restore, yet it'll cost you more. To see costs, please refer to Amazon's pricing for on-demand instances. Next, configure notification. To do it, you would need to first create Ec2 SNS topics and determine who gets notified and how, SMS or email. HotLink then uses the created SNS topics to broadcast the status for every VM replication. And finally, restore path. The restore path is the Amazon region you wish to restore, which can be different than the region you replicate to. You may also choose to restore on-premises, in which case, click on-premises, and choose the vSphere host to restore on. Enter the root user and password, and choose the data store to restore into. Now, as a last configuration step, we need to set up the Ec2 host. To do it, open the browser to the Ec2 agent IP, which you can get by opening a console to the imported virtual machine. In this case, it's 10.0.2.16. To do the setup, you follow 3 easy steps. In step 1, choose the AWS region you want to see in vCenter. Paste in your Amazon Ec2 authentication details as you did for the DR agent. In step 2, choose the default security key and security group. As you can see here, you will need to choose a cloner, not a restorer. The cloner is used to clone instances you used in AWS back on premise. Next, in step 2, enter your VPC subnet, only if you chose to use VPC, and click Save. Finally, you'll see the completed message. We're almost there. To complete the install, let's go over into our vSphere client, create a new data center for Amazon, and go to the HotLink tab on your virtual data center. It's here that you'll provide the HotLink IP address, username, and password for the HotLink Ec2 agent. Notice it's the same IP we use for the configuration steps. With the connection to the Amazon Disaster Recovery Cloud created by HotLink DR and the ability to see all that actually runs in AWS, it's time to protect your critical virtual machines. Let's click on one of our virtual machines, which can be powered on or off, then proceed to the HotLink tab and simply click on Configure VM Protection to enable protection. It's here that we can specify our custom recovery point objective if needed. After clicking Save, we'll protect another Linux virtual machine in the same way. This one has a big 100 GB MySQL database in it. And finally, let's go ahead and protect a few Windows virtual machines as well. At this point, we're completed, and the virtual machine we choose to protect are now being replicated to the S3 buckets. To quickly summarize everything we did, we started by deploying the 4 HotLink OVAs, and then we powered them all on and installed the HotLink license and vCenter plugin. Next, we went through a 7-step process to configure Amazon S3 storage and AWS as a remote site. And we finished by configuring the EC2 agent and added the EC2 agent as a host to vCenter. Now, let HotLink do its magic and upload the seed as well as quite a few restore points. Let's check on them to see how it's going in a simple UI that HotLink provides. Open your browser to the drexpress VMIP and you can see that 2 of the 3 virtual machines already completed replicating the seed as well as a few restore points. The 3rd one is still uploading the seed image. HotLink stores all this information on each restore point in the S3 bucket together with the actual deltas. Lastly, I should mention that this screen is available from any smart device that can connect to your data center. Remember, you will be receiving alerts on the virtual machine replication, and using this screen, you'll be able to do a more detailed check even if you're remote. Let's move back into vCenter. As you can see, we can verify all the information on a per virtual machine basis over in the vSphere client as well. We have it here in case you want to recover one of those restore points. To do it, simply go to Snapshot Manager for the Shadow VM, not the original one, click the Go To button, and HotLink automatically copies all the synchronized data gathered over time and converts it into an AWS instance. As you can see from the console, the date and time matches the time that the restore point was taken. Recovery is that easy and it happens in minutes. With a successful demo, let's review. By using HotLink drexpress, you'll gain VMware data protection for $25 per VM per month. Full integration into VMware vCenter. No need to purchase DR hardware or other infrastructure. An easy way to build and test disaster recovery. Simple recovery and restore. And you don't even have to learn to use Amazon AWS. As you saw in the video demo, deploying and testing HotLink DR is easy. To get a free evaluation of HotLink drexpress in your own vSphere infrastructure, just visit www.hotlink.com.